Every community depends on its infrastructure. When people think of infrastructure, they usually picture gray infrastructure made of concrete and steel, streets, sidewalks, bridges, and sewers. But another kind of infrastructure is equally critical: green infrastructure that uses trees, plants, and thoughtfully planned open space to solve problems and improve communities. Investing in trees and green infrastructure supplies significant, measurable benefits for residents that gray infrastructure cannot provide.
Green infrastructure, trees, shrubs, anything green, aesthetically, it brings a lot of life to a neighborhood. It brings tranquility. As you can listen, you have the insects, the butterflies, the birds. So all nature, all in one community.
Every community should make green infrastructure a priority. As our climate changes and development intensifies, green infrastructure is increasingly important for the resilience, prosperity, and health of all our communities. To solve today's challenges, regulations increasingly demand the use of green infrastructure solutions.
Through the zoning process, many communities have required that there is open space. In Cook County, the Water Reclamation District now requires some type of volume control. So those measures, including green infrastructure and incorporating trees as part of the landscape, have been in place for a number of years. These are required not only for new developments, but for redevelopments.
Strong local policies that support green infrastructure not only ensure compliance with regulations, but improve a community's future. Trees are a vital part of green infrastructure with many benefits. For example, they can relieve the load on storm sewers and help reduce flooding by capturing rain as it falls. A mature street tree can capture more than 1,000 gallons of rainwater a year. Together, a community's trees can provide stormwater benefits worth hundreds of thousands of dollars annually.
Trees are a vital part of our stormwater capture system because when rain falls, these trees slow the flow or keep it out of the sewers. As we've been paving over the landscape, that makes more impervious surface and rain runs off. And so we're seeing flooding problems throughout our region.
As the changing climate makes our summers hotter, buildings and paving store heat and increase the temperature in urban areas even more. Trees can help by shading streets and homes, creating a refuge from the heat and saving energy. Research has shown that trees cool cities on average by 3.4 degrees. In some areas of Chicago, the difference can be as much as 10 degrees. Trees also filter out pollution from the air. They provide millions of dollars worth of air quality improvement in the Chicago region, directly promoting the health of residents. Trees are just one kind of green infrastructure. Open space, bioswales, and other plant-based infrastructure absorb rainwater, mitigate pollution, and provide a respite from urban living.
Green space is integral to our lives. Trees cannot be a second thought. Trees are really critical green infrastructure. We need that if we want to keep the quality of life for all the people who live within our communities safe and sound and healthy and resilient.
The trees that have been planted behind us and the trees that people put within the urban landscape as part of green infrastructure are really important.
Maintenance is important for all kinds of infrastructure. Just as local governments routinely plan and budget for the construction and maintenance of their gray infrastructure of steel and concrete, they should make trees and green infrastructure part of their regular capital planning.
Not only my board, but the boards from past has always felt that forestry and trees are a huge part of our infrastructure. And if they're maintained properly, They're probably our only infrastructure that will increase in value. We've appropriated funds so that our community has the trees that we really need.
As trees grow larger, they provide more benefits. They make neighborhoods more livable and increase property values. Large mature trees that are damaged or cut down may take generations to replace. Communities need policies to protect valuable existing trees, even while maintaining and improving their other infrastructure.
When working on infrastructure near trees in the parkway, we need to make sure that we protect the trunk and the branches from damage. Careless construction workers or excavators can easily do damage that is unrepairable to the tree. By removing a large portion of the root system from trenching or other excavation that occurs, we can actually create a situation where the tree becomes hazardous, becomes unstable by the loss of that root system, and in extreme circumstances, the trees could fall over.
Forward-thinking communities continually invest in trees and other green infrastructure and use them to solve problems.
I think if individual communities can realize the importance that trees provide to the residents, what it does for our community, it unifies it, it creates a sense of beautification. So I think it's important that everybody keep that in mind.
Every community can improve its canopy of trees.
The Chicago Region Trees Initiative has as a primary goal to improve tree canopy in the Chicago region because we know it's directly related to quality of life. We've gathered together the partners and the resources that we believe will be very helpful to communities all across the region as they work to improve their tree canopy.
Start now to improve and protect green infrastructure in your community. Visit chicagorti.org to take the next step.